This isn't a story about success. This is a story about the moments before it arrives. When every number on the screen feels like a lie. When you hit upload, and a quiet voice whispers, "Does anyone even care?" My channel, AlmostFailedDocs, is 16 days old. 16 shorts, 3 long videos, 24 subscribers, 10 hours of watch time. On paper, it barely exists. To the algorithm, it's nothing. To the heart, this is where the real struggle begins. This is the place where creators vanish quietly, where channels die in silence, where dreams shrink into a vague someday. I started this journey chasing automation, systems, scale, freedom, a life where effort compounds, where every action counts. No one told me the truth. At the start, effort multiplies, but results barely move. This is where you fight your own mind. Not the algorithm, not the audience, just your own doubts. Your mind screams, "Quit. It's not worth it." Your heart says, "Trust the process." And when the two collide, quitting feels easier than staying. People whisper, "Maybe I'm too late. Maybe the market is saturated. Maybe this wasn't for me." But the truth is, they aren't quitting YouTube. They're quitting the silence. The lonely, invisible hours where nobody sees the work. Where nobody applauds the effort. This video is for those standing in that silence. For those still working, even when no one is watching. Because that is what AlmostFailedDocs is. Failing so close to the edge, and still choosing to rise again. Because courage isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the small, stubborn decision to keep going. When the world looks the other way. When I started, I imagined a different life. Automation. Passive revenue. A system that runs itself. I pictured videos uploading automatically. Numbers climbing, notifications buzzing. I imagined freedom, control, and scale. Every night, I saw a version of myself, where work and reward were aligned. I wasn't chasing fame. I wasn't chasing likes. I wanted the proof that my systems worked, that I could build something lasting. I believed effort alone would be enough. That commitment would carry me forward. That action, consistent and disciplined, would lead to results. I didn't understand the silence, the waiting, the emptiness, the gap between effort and recognition. This dream was the spark, but the spark alone isn't a fire. It's only the start of the long night. 16 days, 16 shorts, 3 long videos, 24 subscribers, 10 hours of watch time. The numbers mock me. The algorithm ignores me. The world doesn't notice. Every click, every edit, every frame. And yet, no reward. The heart sinks. The mind calculates, quit. Why continue when everything says stop? Why push forward when silence is louder than applause? Most creators would quit here. Most do. And that's why their story never reaches AlmostFailedDocs. This is where reality hits. The work is heavy. The reward is invisible. The gap is brutal. But this gap is also where character is forged. Where perseverance is tested. Where courage, quiet and unseen, takes root. The problem isn't lack of effort. The problem is expectation. Expectation that the world will immediately reward your work. Expectation that numbers will validate your hours. When expectation meets reality, most creators fold. Most quit. and the silence swallows them whole. Why is quitting so easy? Why does continuing feel impossible? Because quitting requires nothing. No responsibility, no future burden, no risk to ego. Continuing requires patience, faith in the unseen, trust in the process, and the courage to work when the world isn't watching. Your mind wants proof. Your heart wants applause. The algorithm gives neither. And that is the crucible. Most creators fail, not because they lack skill, not because the market is saturated, not because they are late. They fail because silence is unbearable. Invisible work feels meaningless, and giving up is deceptively comforting. Here's the hard truth. Creators don't fail from lack of talent. They fail from expectation. They expect instant virality, instant recognition, instant reward. They forget that mastery and growth are silent processes. They forget that the world doesn't see the early grind. AlmostFailedDocs isn't about visible success. It's about surviving the invisible struggle. It's about walking forward when nobody cheers. It's about believing in the process, even when nothing seems to move. The silent stage. This is where legends are born, where the few who endure will later rise above those who quit. This is where I stand today. The channel is fragile. The numbers are low. The world doesn't notice. And yet, I continue, because I understand the truth. Failing isn't stopping. Failing is quitting. AlmostFailedDocs exists because I didn't quit. Because I chose to work in silence. Because I chose to trust the process. Here is the promise. You are not behind. You are not late. You are in the part of your story where most give up. And that is exactly why you are ahead. So if you are watching this, and your numbers are low, and your work feels invisible, and the silence is deafening, keep going. Because quitting is easy. But continuing, that is courage. And here, in this quiet persistence, hope exists. Not loud, not flashy, but real. The channel isn't failing. It's growing, silently, invisible to most, but unstoppable to those who endure. AlmostFailedDocs is not just a story. It is proof. Proof that courage isn't applause. It's persistence. It's staying when the world isn't watching. It's failing close to the edge, and still choosing to rise again.